quite sure why I got put into New Babbage, but I did. These things happen.
Careful, doors are now closing.
Hmm.
Nearing next stop.
Let's go back to the. Let's go back to the commons. I don't know. Feels like the freelancer. I can't change things on it enough.
Capsule now approaching station.
We'll
Stand
find out.
clear of disembarking passengers. Careful, doors are now closing.
Got an M5A cannon. Hmm.
Nearing next stop. The capsule. Capsule now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers. capsule will be leaving.
Set aside time to stretch your physical being and your mind.
Hmm. I think I just jumped over that person's head. Hmm.
Capsule now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers. Careful, doors are now closing.
Yeah, hey Blue. I am trying out the freelancer, but I'm a little disappointed that you can't change the weapons. Like they're like locked. You know, like if you go into the base weaponry, so these S5s, I can't change them. They're all locked. I can change the missiles, but who cares about that? Um, it's not a rented vehicle. I bought it. I melted down some ships and I bought the vehicle. So okay. Well, okay. So here's the thing. We'll look at it when we get into space, I think. Well, I can't put. Maybe I can change them, but I can't put a gimbal. Oh, you invoice? Okay, good.
Man.
Hey, no, I can't. Like I bought it, but I can't. I think you can't put gimbals on them though. So they're like S5 lasers or something. You know what I mean? Like it looks like I can change
So
them, but
it has S5 turrets. You can't take those off. You can change the weapons. I've put distortion cannons on it before.
okay. But what about?
Some of them come with laser cannons, and I put repeaters on them occasionally.
Okay. Well,
But no, you cannot put
can't put
S5s
gimbals.
like the Connie you can.
But like, I don't think you can gimbal. Like, so basically, I've got like 4 S5 lasers. I can't like gimbal it and put on like 4 repeaters. S4 repeaters. Doesn't look like it.
You don't need to gimbal it. It
You
already
don't.
has turrets.
It already is kind of lock on. Oh, okay. Well then, sweet. I don't need to do anything then.
No.
So the base
This
laser
is
cannons
part
are
of the
pretty
benefit.
good, right?
Like if you were to compare the Cuddy versus the Freelancer,
Mm-hmm.
the Cuddy has smaller pilot weapons. Let me just double check something real quick. But you could put hardpoint S3. Whereas the Freelancer, for the pilot specifically, I'm not talking about the turrets, the Freelancer has the built-in turrets. Like that's part of its lore, but they're size 3 weapons you can put on there.
Thank you. And
So
please
they're
this is-
automatically as good, or actually automatically better than the Cuddy Black's pilot weapons.
Okay.
The turret that the Cuddy Black has is a size better, and it has better visibility. So I tend to look at it as the Freelancer as either a cargo hauler / single person. It's better than the Cuddy Black, and the Cuddy Black's a little bit better for multi-crew if you
Multi-crew.
want to go with something bigger.
Would I be able to do any of these ESRs where I have to kill, like solo with the freelancer?
You should be able to, assuming that the are you saying the ECN alerts or the ERTs?
The ERTs. I'm sorry, the ERTs. Probably not.
So the ERT with the hammerhead, that could be a little challenging because my method of dealing with them on the Connies is to use the big S5 lasers that have 2,800 meter range, and then I just don't get hit. That does kind of take a while.
Yeah.
And if I was a bit better of a pilot, I could probably just avoid the fire because they're not very quick. Like I could almost avoid them in the Connie. And the Freelancer is faster and more agile overall. So the Freelancer and the Cuddy, anything that's S5 or below S5, so S4 and below, you need to be within about 1,500 meters to hit them.
Okay, and this is, if I look to it's S5. So if I go...
No, it's S3 weapons. It's an S5 turret, but you can't remove the turrets.
I'm so confused. Okay, so when I... Oh, it's S2... Hold on a second. When I'm looking at this, unless this thing... It's S3 weapons. S5 turrets.
Let me make my screen a little bit better here.
Like if I... Okay, so I have... But it says I have MSA 5 cannons. So what are those?
Those are a size 3 laser cannon.
Okay,
range
okay.
of 1225.
So there's no way I can upgrade them to bigger cannons, huh? To bigger...
You can.
I can. Oh. Okay.
So you can't
How big
change
can I...
the turret part of it. You can change the weapon part of it.
How big of... Okay, well, the weapon... So I could go to size 3 is the biggest weapon?
Yeah.
Why is it so confusing?
So on the Connie and on the Cutlass Black, where you use a gimbal, you can change out gimbals. But as far as I know, the turrets you can't really change out on anything I've seen.
Yeah, because right now it says S5. S5 PC2 dual S3, whatever that means, and that's like the turret, I guess, or the,
Mhm.
and then the actual
That's
weapon
like
is
the
S3.
turret base portion of it.
So does the dual S3? It must mean S3 weapons then.
Hmm.
Okay, so there's no, so the S3 is the best weapon you can get. So how is it so, how is it considered really good pilot DPS then if it's only S3 weapons?
So you have 4 S3s.
Yeah, it is
That's
4.
kind of why.
Yeah.
Whereas the Cuddy with gimbals is 4 S2s.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot better.
But the Connie gimbaled is 4 size 4, so it's sort of like, in terms of pilot DPS, assuming you want to keep gimbals, Cuddy Black is like the lowest pilot DPS, then the Freelancer, then the Connie. And the Freelancer, or excuse me, the Cuddy and the Freelancer both have similar agility. They move
Right.
faster than the Connie.
But the Connie can have the bigger weapons.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And I think size 5 weapons are going to actually go through a revamp because there is no range difference when it comes to the weapons. Like all like ballistic, Gatling, laser cannon, laser repeater. The only one that has a different range is the scattergun, and I think they're just defaulted to 400. But all of the other weapons, regardless if they're repeaters or cannons, are 2,800 meter range. They all have the same speed and the same lifetime. Whereas on size 4, size 3, all the others, they have a variety. Even like different manufacturers have some slight differences, even if it's like a laser cannon versus laser cannon. They do have some differences. But that's not true on size 5. So I think it's just like there are so few vehicle or ships that can use size 5 that I don't think they've put resources on them yet. It's part of the reason why the Redeemer is so, it can be so strong.
Yeah. Okay.
I was going through a notepad of like pilot DPS as well as like but I was looking at like full salvo, so like you just keep firing until you run out of ammo. And it's interesting because the Titan of the 325A have about 4,500 damage until they run out of ammo.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is they tend to run out.
Well, I'm just talking about in terms of like how much damage until you run out if you were to just continually fire. And then the Cuddy has 9,900 damage until it runs out, which is interesting because the Freelancer is similar. It's 10,080, and I think that comes down to a capacitor thing. And both of their turrets are about the same.
Right.
And the MSR is another 10k, but it has two turrets, and so it's 48k. And then you get to the Redeemer. Its pilot DPS is also in the same class of about 10k. But when you take into the salvo or the turret, there's 4 turrets.
Yeah.
And that's 199k damage in one salvo from the turrets.
Well, I did find out with the 325A, like, if you go with the base power triangle, like in the middle, like, you're probably kind of okay. But like, if you push more power to your guns, you can definitely take out, most light ships pretty quickly.
Yeah.
The problem is when I tried to run the ERTs with 325A, which I did try to do, it's like impossible. You just get annihilated. You get annihilated because you have to get too close, and these ships are just, they're just crushing you.
Yeah, you get especially if you get close to that hammerhead, he's gonna have 4 or 5. Like the hammerhead, each turret has 4 size 4 weapons on it, I think. So it's not something you want to be hit by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he hit me and took me out real quick. So it's 238 kilometers. Probably, I'm gonna have to fly here manually. I don't think I can jump anywhere that's gonna be closer.
Unfortunately, no. Did you get the Freelancer base version or?
Yeah, I got the base version. I mean, I would have got the military version, but it was. I don't think it wasn't an option. It wasn't. I couldn't get it.
Yeah,
like it's not for sale. I mean, it was a. I mean, obviously, wanted to try the Freelancer because I was curious about the pilot DPS and, what can I go up against before I run into trouble? Head to head.
Right.
As a single player. Because the 225A is fine if I'm going up against, like, I took out a Cuddy Black, you know, 1-on-1 with the 325A pretty easily actually. And but once I went up against multiple ships,
Yeah.
it started to get a little tricky. And then I think the Hammerhead came in and basically took me out.
Went down.
Yeah.
And right now, this is going to change to 317, but right now, both Freelancer and Cuddy are similar to your 325A in that it's a bubble shield instead of quadrant, but they're going to change to a front back.
Okay.
It still has more shields than your 325, but it does give you at least some slightly better shielding if like one goes
Well, they
down,
do.
you can
They
run
do
over
have.
them.
It does say front, left, right, back here on the Freelancer, right?
Yeah, but that's
It,
a
it
bit
doesn't.
of a misnomer.
It doesn't do anything, does it?
There's a bit of a difference of a look. If you were to look at it on like a Connie, there's like a little white bar underneath the blue bar that kind of shows the relative strength, and the numbers change from 100 to 25, and like front back will be 50-50, and it'll look like the sides are empty, but it's just the way the UI shows up.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, this game does like if you want to do like stuff that makes you a ton of money. I guess the mining is probably the like if you want to do stuff that makes you money that requires you to kill other ships, you kind of need somebody else. Unless you like, I guess unless you're running a, you know, like one
I
of
did
your
some
big
earlier,
ships, like a Redeemer or something maybe.
not solo. The Redeemer solo is not going to work out.
Okay.
It has the same strength that a Freelancer and a Cuddy do, and also your MSR roughly
Right.
does as well. I feel like you kind of need to go to something like a 600i or a Connie to really do it solo.
Gotcha. I could try the 600i, I guess, but that's not available for sale, is it? I don't think so. And I have no idea how much that cost. I did package up my joysticks and desk mount, so I'm going to try to ship it back to Amazon, get my money back. It's like a flying boat. It's not the prettiest looking ship.
I actually like the way it looks. Just unfortunate on the viewport.
I don't really like the front. I don't really like the front of it. It looks like a big penis, basically.
I
You
didn't think
know,
about it that way.
it just kind of looks. It does. Seriously, it's like, come on.
I do wish that the turrets were more frontward. Like
Yeah.
the side turrets were more closer to the front. I think that'd look better.
Actually,
in my opinion.
the view out the viewport right now doesn't look horrible, but I'm sure when I move, it doesn't seem like horrible.
Yeah, if you were just seated a little bit closer, or if like instead of it being a by seat that's all right next to each other, if there was the captain's seat up closer in the center, that'd be much better.
I seem to change this menu. Doesn't do anything.
Oh yeah, that has an issue. I don't know. I don't think they've touched that UI. Yeah, I can't seem to touch it. I don't know why. I usually put the left one as target and kind of leave it at that, because I can
Yeah.
change the left one.
Yeah, that sucks. I usually like to have the target on the right. Just out of habit, I guess.
Me too. I like to have left as like my self status, so I can see my shields.
Yeah,
and
that's what I
And
do.
also like my damage, and then my left or my right side is target.
That's
Usually
how
what I try.
that's how I do it.
other thing I noticed is the freelancer Durer, the supposed to be the long range explorer one.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, currently the live version has less hydrogen fuel capacity than the rest of them. But in 3.17, they fixed that, so it actually has double than the next highest one. So it
Mm.
makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, that does make more sense. Because that's supposed what it's for, isn't it? For like more cargo capacity and all that.
No, not cargo, just long range.
Just long range
exploration.
exploration. Okay. One of them's cargo. Is it the plus? Is it
The max.
the max? I mean, yeah. I found a review on Polygon's website of the game, and it actually was 100% accurate, talking about how the perception of the game and how people think it's never going to come out, or that it's terrible, or that it's a con, and actually what the state of the game really is. And it was actually pretty good review, pretty good article. Maybe I'll link in the Discord at some point. But the problem is we need to get more. There needs to be more like in-game. I think the biggest thing is we just need to get the server meshing stuff. We need to get more people at the servers. 50 people is just is not enough. And it doesn't feel like, I mean, what from what I've seen from PvE, now I don't know, but it just feels like you're not really going to be dogfighting. In PvE, it's more about having superior ships, because I don't care how good you are, it's pretty tough to go up against 3 or 4 other targets, especially when one of them's like far superior.
Oh yeah.
It's very difficult. I don't care if
you
you're a good
definitely need
pilot.
shielding for those.
Yeah, I don't know if you're a good pilot. I mean, because you're going to get hit. Like, you
Mhm.
can't really evade them when they're all around you, because you can't see them all. You're only going to be targeting one, and there's going to be guys behind you and left. And
Yeah, that's like one thing I always want to. I always want to make Avenger 1
collection.
do is like, all right, go do
I just blew up.
Pirate Swarm, where you've got like 9 P-52s swarming around you.
Yeah.
You know how that works in your Gladius.
Yes, for sure. I just blew up. I just ran my freelancer ran to the ground.
Oh. Yeah, I have a tendency now of doing most bounties over in Crusader. I didn't realize that it was much better. Like I don't like doing the illegal monitor mission version over there because that one's worse. But the bounties are better, like getting to them.
Right. This was actually finding a crashed ship, basically.
Oh, okay.
It was like, which I've never done one like that before. But actually, it was really dark. It wasn't super dark. And actually, I saw the trees coming up, and I was like, oh, I better lift up. And right as I saw the trees, it said warning, collision. And so I started lifting up, and then I just hit something like maybe a small hill or something. I was about 200. 200, whatever that means, off the ground. 200 meters. But apparently that was too low. That's one of the things about the game that is it does get a little bit tiring, is that it can take so long to get somewhere sometimes, that if you do die, it's like, oh god, now I gotta fly all the way back. But, I mean, I understand why it's like that, but you can't just jump into this game and get a lot of stuff done in a short amount of time. It's one of those games where you're gonna have to put in some time. Yeah, I just flew my ship right into the ground. And I lost my armor. Yep, sure did. One thing that's not in the game yet, because I blew up on my 325A, I got destroyed, and I didn't lose all my customizations. But when the game goes live, you will lose all your customizations. So if you spend a ton of money,
Really?
Yeah, you will. According to what I read, if you outfit your ship with better weapons and everything.
Old.
Is that old? Okay, because I read that somewhere and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I heard that originally too, and I think that was like 3.13 or something like that, where the insurance it would just give you a stock new one, but now it holds your changes.
Oh, does it? Okay, because I mean, I can understand why. I mean, your ship blew up,
Yeah.
But I guess
like I understand why from a lore perspective, but at the same time, like real insurance would essentially more or less pay for those changes done to your house or your car. So Like a real life insurance would do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh man, and 9 minutes just to pull the ship out.
Glad it's not a Connie.
How long's it, Connie?
It's not that bad. It's only about 15 minutes, but still, it's double that time.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm tired. I didn't sleep that late. Ah, there we go. I had my microphone muted. You'd be able to hear me, but the stream wouldn't.
The Hercules Starlifters have M5 or have size 4 laser cannons by default on gimbals.
Oh, nice. The Hercules?
That's yeah, the A2, C2, and M2.
Mm-hmm.
And they have, for their size, they have pretty decent maneuverability too.
Yeah, let's see. If we go to, I think they're really expensive. Like
Yeah,
the
they are.
the C2 is 400, but the M2 is the military one at 520. But actually, if I melt every ship I have, I'm up around $500. So I can actually melt everything and almost buy a Hercules, this M2.
I was actually tempted with the M2. I'm trying to more or less trying to test it on the PTU, but the PTU has some ship spawning issues right now. Among
Oh,
many
really?
other things.
Well, if you do play the M2 Hercules, let me know.
Just because it looks like it's just like a better version of the Connie, because it just has slightly long, it has lower burst DPS compared to my Connie. Actually,
Mhm.
let me fully check that, but it looks like it should be very comparable. And it has double the shields too.
Double the shields of the Connie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Let me take a look. Who manufactures that? Is that a Crusader?
Mm-hmm.
Just looks like it's funny, isn't it? Funny. It actually looks. I can tell a lot of times just by the look of the ships. Yeah, here the M2. Which one's the M2 is the military? Yeah. It
It's got an extra
has.
turret. I don't know if Urkel is correct on
Yeah, I don't know either.
the Hercules ones, because if you go to the A2, it has like 8 turrets, and I'm like, what?
Well, the thing is here, it's got two S5 gimbals, and current like it says it has a couple of yeah, it's got M6A laser cannon, which is an S4. So
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, so the stock has gimbaled S4 lasers. That's pretty good. And then you've got three turrets, or three turrets, and yeah. And the Hercules. Yeah, what? This isn't right. Well, the hard point says shields 200,000. That obviously cannot be right.
Yeah.
200,000? Holy
The Connie's
crap.
100,000.
So it's double the Connie. So yeah, it's got insane shields. And it says the DPS is, 5,000, but I have no idea. But yeah, it looks like it'd be quite a good ship for if you were doing solo stuff. If you
Well,
wanted to do
it's
something
not
that's hard to
as
kill.
it's not as strong solo because it's only got 2 weapons for the pilot, but it has
Mm-hmm.
turrets.
Mm-hmm.
And specifically, the M2 has 3 turrets that all have size 4 weapons.
All right, so
And that's where it
then
really starts to beat the Connie, is because the Connie only has size 3 turrets. Or no, size 2 weapons on its turrets.
let's look at the 600i again. See what kind of shields and weapons it has. The 600i also has 200,000, and it claims to do more DPS.
The 600i has 3 size 5 weapon spouts, hardpoints. And
Okay.
then 2 size 3 weapon turrets, 1 on top and 1 on bottom.
So its pilot DPS should be better than the M2 Hercules, right? It's got 3, so
600i, I think,
Yeah.
is currently the best pilot DPS ship available.
but you can't get it.
You can rent it though.
Yeah.
It's only 142K to rent it for a day
God.
on New Babbage.
Only. I guess
You
if
go
you
do
were,
those,
I guess if you're doing the ERTs.
yeah, you do. I did a group VHRT and a group ERT in it, and paid for itself,
Right.
and a little extra. It wasn't bad, but it's the problem becomes when you start to get a ship that is big enough that you can have size 5 weapons for the pilot. It just moves too slow to catch most things,
Yeah.
and so
I would just like to
having
be able
that-
to, like, okay, for example, what is currently, let's see, what's on my 325? It's size 2 repeaters. So
and a size 3. I think the front is a size 3, right?
yeah, but well, let me take a look. I'm not sure if it is because once you gimbal it, I don't.
Well, it has 1 size 4 S point hard point on the front, and then 2 size 3 hard points on the wings. So when you gimbal them, it drops them down one
Mhm.
size. So you have 2 size 2.
Yeah,
on
so
the
2
wings,
size 2 and a
one
size 3. You're right. You're correct. That's right. I remember. So, is there a ship that has 3 size 3? I guess really it's the Freelancer, but the Freelancer doesn't have anywhere in the movement.
No,
What about the Star Runner, the Mercury Star Runner, the one I have? What does it
only has
have?
2. It's actually
2?
kind of much worse. It
Yeah.
has 2 size 3s on a turret. You can't get any higher than that.
So you'd have 2 size 2s.
And it's about as maneuverable as the Hercules or the 600i.
Yeah.
It's fast, like its SCM speed is faster, and its roll rate is faster.
How much more maneuverable is the Cuddy Black versus the Freelancer? Let me take a look at that.
Oh, it's not.
It's not. Oh, jeez.
Cutlass
Cutlass
SCM
Black.
speed's a little bit
right?
faster, but the Freelancer is similar, unless there's some intangible
The turn
thing
rate,
that I can't quite.
the turn rate of the Mercury Star Runner and the Cutlass Black and the Freelancer are exactly the same. But I did determine that the SCM makes a big difference. So the SCM's 215. So it definitely is going to turn faster in the Mercury Star Runner. And the acceleration in Mercury Star Runner is faster, but not like way faster. You're talking 6.41 versus 5.74. But it doesn't have. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would have to actually just get in my Mercury Star Runner and do submissions and actually see, like, could I, how good would it fare?
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think it would be as fun. I like the 325 is actually pretty fun. It's actually pretty fun to dogfight with that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Once
some
you
of the
once you
smaller
have the
ones
right
that-
setup. Once you have the right setup, Now, I won't be able to melt down the Freelancer, will I? Not right away, because I just bought it.
Not until tomorrow. Or I assume, yeah, if you just bought it, then won't be until tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I'd check it out, but just the weapons, I just don't think the weapons are going to be enough better. I mean, it does have a lot better shields,
On what chip?
the Freelancer.
Oh, the weapons are way better.
They're better. And the
If you're
shields are
going from
better.
a size 2 gimbal to a size 3 gimbal and you're doing multiples of them, and like
4 of
rather
them.
than 2 going to 4, it's quite a bit stronger.
Yeah.
And if you're doing it soon enough, it's not too bad to use cannons on them. Assuming you're not going up against something like a Gladius. The super fast fighters are troublesome to deal with one cannons.
Yeah. Well, I finally got my ship back. So, one little stupid mistake of me skimming across the surface of the planet literally cost me about 15, well, probably going to cost me about 20 minutes to get back to where I was, maybe longer. Can be punishing. That is not, is that it? Oh yeah, that is it.
I really enjoy the way that the Freelancer the missiles come out of the top.
Oh yeah?
It looks really cool. Because it's got
It's got a lot of missile racks,
a
doesn't it?
missile bay that just opens up on the top.
It's weird when you
Oh,
go into the
this-
ship because you just get slammed into a door. I mean, like you
Yeah.
go in and you've got a space that's barely big enough to stand in.
It
I
definitely
think
feels like this and the Cuddy were probably made on like one of the very first ships that were made, because there are definitely some things that are like, what?
yeah, I'm like, why would you have the door be so just right in your face? It's kind of weird. And then you have to shut the
I
door.
haven't been able to log out in the 325A bed. Is that
Really?
something you've done before?
Oh yeah, yes, I've logged out many times in it.
Huh. I can't get the option to come up for me, and then
It is a little
doesn't let me
finicky
stay.
to get it to come up, but just hold down F and move all around, and it'll eventually say log out. Yeah, it definitely is there. I've done it many times. Because a lot of times I don't want to have to just pull my ship out and get in. So I'll just get in my ship, fly out away from the space station a little bit, and just log out. That way, next time I come in, I can just be in my ship, and I can, okay, grab mission, go,
Yep, I'm the same way. That's why I really don't want any ship that does not have a bed.
Yeah, I like having a bed. Okay, something's wrong with my view. Is Z key down? Yeah, I think Z key was down. Weird. Right. Takes so long to get the weapons ready to full charge.
I usually find especially on the Connie, the shields take a long time to go up. I actually, oh yeah,
On
oh okay, never mind. I was gonna say that you were all 100% engines.
Yeah, I was moving it around. What do you usually use for the triangle on your Connie? Like, do you just like when you're out there?
When I start up, I do full shields until I get there, and then I either do just because it's already so slow. I wouldn't do it on the Freelancer. I'd probably keep it middle if I was actually going up against something.
What I usually do is kind of like more weapons and shields and a little bit, you know what I mean, like a little bit less engine. It's not perfect though, is it? Can you get more granularity on this? I guess not. I guess you can if you use the mouse. Let's try it. Yeah, you can with the mouse. So I can do 30. Actually, that's not even right. That does not look like 33, 33, 33. That looks like it's further north of center, but okay. That's enough. All right.
For some weird reason, the Freelancer missile version, it has a 2 degree per second better turn rate than
Thank you.
the Cuddy and the other ones. It's 32 instead of 30.
Okay. Weird. Okay, so I still have the missing crew. Okay, cool. So we're gonna try to do this missing crew quest, hopefully. But do I see? Yeah, I do see it. Try not to run into the ground this time. And it's nighttime again. Great.
I think the most interesting part is of the Cuddy, Freelancer, Mercury Star, and Hercules. The Hercules apparently has, according to Hardpoint, has the best acceleration at 6.73.
Which Hercules? The Hercules, the military?
Starlifter, E2, M2.
Oh,
Both
okay.
of them have
The
the
military.
same.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I would like to try out that M2 one. The Hercules M2. I like the way the the back of the top of the Freelancer has what almost looks like gills.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't like the front of it. Like I said, it looks like a old dildo or something. Kind of weird. When you look at it from like when you use Z and move the camera angle outside the ship and go to the front, it looks like you'd have this massively great view. Like if you look at the stream right now, it's like it looks like you have
Just
this.
too far away.
It looks like you just have this what we should be a huge, beautiful view. But yeah, you're sitting, you're sat so far back. Like now, if we go in, yeah. I really like how Elite Dangerous's HUD is just in general is a lot cleaner. Here, let me slow this down a little bit. I'm gonna pull up a video Elite Dangerous. Let's take a look. Fire. I mean, let's see if I'm misremembering or if it really did look as good as I remembered. Oh, I want to show you this. Let's see. You've never played Elite Dangerous, have you?
Mm-mm.
See if I've got. I want to see if I've got me landing. Okay, so check this out. If you look at the stream right now, I'm coming in to land my ship. But what's really cool about Elite Dangerous is if you, I just love. I mean, I love the HUD is just better. It's just way better. Notice how you have your engine system, weapons, and all your stuff is down at the bottom of the screen. It's not like way up anywhere in view. It's not like way up top anywhere. It's much further down. So it's kind of out of your way, but it's easy to see. And also just the systems, engines, weapons, they're so much easier to read. They're just in there because since they're down at the bottom, they're on top of like the actual physical console of your ship. So you have the black consistent color background. It's not like you have, you know what I mean? So it's much more visible and easy to see. But notice how here when I'm coming into land, it actually in the center console it puts a 3D graphical representation of my ship, and then you'll see a little red dot on the ground, and that shows you what I'm aligned to. So as I'm coming into land, you can see exactly where if I went straight down where my ship's going to go, and it even gives you a target of where you want to be. It gives you like this bullseye, and it just lit up blue because I'm over it.
It doesn't know where I want to be though.
It's what?
How does it know where I want to be?
What do you mean where you want to be?
Depending on what ship I am, I land differently.
Well, it's just what all it's doing is showing you in representation to your ship where you are above where you're supposed to be landing. So my ship is aligned right above the landing area that you want to go to.
Okay.
So that's all it's doing. I mean, it doesn't matter what ship you are; it'll just show a different graphical representation of whatever ship you have. But yeah, I mean, it's just I like it. I like the HUD way better in Elite Dangerous. So
yeah.
And here's what it looks like when I'm flying, and you can see the visibility is just really good. I also like how it shows different targets on the center of console again. It even shows there like recharging I think it's recharging shields. Maybe, I'm not sure. Actually no, it's 100% shields. Yeah, it's cool. It's definitely a lot different. And also you can see in the bottom left of the HUD, it shows my path that I have targeted. Like currently, I'm going to Cerebrov Station, and you can set up waypoints to multiple paths. It even shows a 3D representation of where I'm going. You can see the image on the left is the white image, is the space station. It actually shows what it looks like.
So that middle, what I'm going to call the radar one,
Mm-hmm.
the center one there, it looks similar to a lot of the 3D radars that are in
Mm-hmm.
Star Citizen. And one thing, at least possibly anyhow, is that on the 3D radars, it'll actually show a line to your set route.
Yep.
Whereas it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't seem like it does that for in Elite Dangerous.
No,
And
it doesn't.
actually, the
It
radar
doesn't.
isn't either.
Doesn't show you the line. It just shows you if they're like above you or below you. You can see the white represents what I have, where I'm going. So the white is the space station, I think. Yeah, you can see that. And also, if you look at the top, I don't know if you can click those at the top though. See, I don't see Elite Dangerous isn't like Star Citizen, and like Star Citizen, you actually interact with the HUD. You know what I mean? You go and click buttons and stuff. I don't really remember if Elite Dangerous worked that way. Most of the times when I was interacting with the HUD, I was using hotkeys.
Gotcha.
I was using keybinds. Hey Tommy, what's up? Hey Lost. I was using keybinds, so. Oh, the MSRs. Yeah, see, Tommy, he said understands about when I was saying the MSR engines are too bright. You had an instance last night that they blinded you. Yeah, they're really glary. Like when you go into the view from behind your ship, those MSR engines they do a big glare. How close am I to the ground? Oh Jesus, let's slow down. I'm actually fairly close to the ground. There we go. All right. What? Is Elite Dangerous worth buying? I don't know. I personally, I wouldn't buy it. If you're like looking for a lot of people to play with, I don't know. I would. I'm not the person to ask because last time I played it was a long time ago, so I don't know the current state of Elite Dangerous. I had fun playing it, but if you don't have people to play with, I thought as a solo player it got boring. Yeah. Yeah, I think Patriot's right. You just have to check it out for yourself. But I mean, I like the HUD in Elite Dangerous so much better. But the HUD in Star Citizen, I think, gives you more information. Sort of.
Mm-hmm.
I think it gives you maybe a little bit more. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not. I'm trying to see if, and I think most of this information is in Elite. I still don't quite know uh, what that little sphere is or circle over by my velocity meter, like how fast I'm traveling. I'm down at the bottom of the meter at 0. If you go to the right a little bit, there's a little oval.
Oh.
I'm not quite sure if
Yeah,
that's. I'm not quite sure what that is. I also don't know what GSAF means to the right, which is just to the bottom of my altimeter. There's a right to the left of that. There's a thing that says. I guess it's showing.
G forces being safe and has a limiter to try to keep them being safe.
Okay, so if I.
You can turn that off.
Oh yeah, I probably would.
I just leave that on. It's like ESP. I know that does something, but I just tend to leave it on.
You can customize some of them, but. Like crap takes forever to get to this place.
In Elite Dangerous, do you have any planetary like atmosphere fights, or is it all space all the time?
When I played it, I don't remember there being any planet. I was all like in space, if I remember. I think it was all
Okay.
in space, but I don't think they had planets. But that was so long ago. It was
Right.
like if you look at that, I don't know if I still have that video up. I probably don't. Yeah, I don't think I do. But that was like a long time ago when I played that. I mean, that was probably like 3 or 4 years ago when I played it. Yeah, I mean, to me, the HUD is like overkill. Like the side, like the no target window. I mean, the windows to me are too big. They don't need to be that big. Like like the representation of your guns are too big. It's like the HUD in general, I think, is just too big. If you could like customize it, or, which probably will never do, but if you could customize it,
You
or
mean
they don't
like
need to
the
be as large
representation
as.
of your guns?
Yeah, when you look at my screen right now, it says MSA 35 out of 35, and there's four squares. Those don't need to be that big. There's no reason for those to be that big. I mean,
Mm.
I can see them without any issue, you know. And does it even need to say 35 out of 35? Why not just? I guess it does, but could just say 35 and just have one number that
Because it
goes
would
down just to one.
change
But
based off of your
yeah, I
your
know.
power triangle,
Yeah.
and you can get them
Oh,
on up,
it
on
doesn't
off.
change based on your power triangle, does it?
If you do 100% weapons, it'll change.
Hold on a second. Really? What
Mhm.
was weapons? F5?
Well, it's not going to give you a lot because it's only 35. I think it gives you like 30% more or something like
Oh,
that.
nice. I didn't know it changed. I just thought it recharged faster, but it actually physically changes.
Mhm.
Sucks. I can't even see my. I mean, this alone would make me not want to play the freelancer. I can't even pull up my ship's, triangle at the same time that I have my target up. You know what I mean?
Um, I played around with the face tracking thing. That's kind of nice, but yeah, that one MFD is a little bit bugged. I don't know why.
Yeah,
There are
that
other
one of D
MFDs
doesn't
that are
seem to
way
work.
down there.
Well, I'm very hey, Patriot. I'm very critical, and and I think Blue could probably knows. I'm pretty critical of HUDs, and to me, it's not an excuse to say, well, it's just the way it is. I mean, to me, it's just give people options to customize it. But for this, maybe it'd be more difficult because of the way these are done. I wouldn't think it would be. It's just still just an image. I mean, still just I don't know. I wouldn't think it would be any more difficult.
Yeah, some of them I think should be customizable
Where'd my
because I think it's,
target go?
or at least have the ability to do something about it because
Mm-hmm.
like the altimeter and your velocity and all that, that's all virtual anyhow, as far as I can tell. But the MFDs should be part of the chip design. Like if you go into the Cuddy
Mm-hmm.
Black, that's all on, like all of its MFDs are what's going to look like real screens compared to the more virtualized that you see here. And kind of the same thing with the Origin ships; they're all more virtual.
So I spent all this time flying to this quest, and apparently it was on a timer because now it's gone. It
Oh,
just
that sucks.
It just disappeared. I'm like taking all this time to get there, and I almost get there, and then boom, just disappeared. Wow, I flew my ship right into the ground, and I didn't blow up. How is that not possible?
You didn't hit it hard enough.
Guess not.
I will say on the couple of times that I've done the arena commander, I like having a larger target because it shows you the way that they are oriented. So I can actually see if they're trying to get away from me or if they're going left or right. A little bit easier if they're off in the distance.
What's better? I'm sorry. What's better?
The no target being a little bit larger, I can actually see what direction they're going because it'll show their their rotation.
Yeah, that's cool. I gotta wash my hands. I got some Mountain Dew on my finger here, and it's sticky. I'll be right back. Anyways, yeah, that's total waste of money. I don't. I mean, the ship would have. I would have like, given it a go if I could have even pulled up the HUD. But having that MFD be all fucked up totally ruins it. Like I can't even see, my power grid at the same time that I'm seeing my target. That's a pretty awful thing.
Why don't you go rent the Cuddy Black? If you like it at all.
Yeah, I got a big thing of Mountain Dew here, and I must have like when I poured it. Well, actually, probably not when I poured it, but I have it full of ice, and when it mists, when you pour a lot of soda in there and the mist shoots
Yeah.
up, sometimes that mist will get on the side of the glass and it's sticky. And so I'm like drinking this, and after about 4 or 5 sips, my hand, I'm like, ugh, it's a little sticky. So that's actually why I keep alcoholic wipes at all times on my desk, so I can clean off my mouse pad, clean off my mouse, and sometimes if I get some on my finger, I'll just wipe it off. But I didn't feel like wasting an alcohol pad just for Mountain Dew. But yeah, I think they could definitely. I'm very picky. I think there's a lot of improvements they could make to. I mean, when you think, well, the thing is, I don't think I'm really being that picky. I mean, I don't think. I mean, I'm being picky, but I don't think I'm being unreasonable. When you have had a game that's been out this long, right, and you've had 400 and whatever $1 million, I think that some of those things are, I mean, some of the biggest experience you're going to have in Star Citizen is one of the biggest experiences is just your ship flying around your ship. So to me, should be one of the most enjoyable parts of the game. So why not give the user the ability to maybe scale some of the HUD? I definitely think that the Elite Dangerous HUD I like a lot better. Like a lot better. It's even cooler to look at. Like for example, when you're changing your engines, you're changing the power to your engines. It's a bar graph almost. It's just you see bars going up and down, which to me is so much more It's the feeling of there's more satisfaction in seeing the bar go up and down than seeing some weird triangle that's just moving. You know what I mean? It's a weird thing to have a triangle. And it's like, okay, I'm moving this thing up, and now the line is closer to that side. You know what I mean? To that point. So okay, I got more power to engines. Why not just? I like seeing the grid, because if you were on a real ship, right, a real spaceship, you would think that would be probably the way it would be viewed. Like in the console, you'd see like a bar, and it just, it's like when your gas tank gets empty, the bar goes down to half.
My
So,
gas tank or my gas gauge is not a bar; it's a dial.
well, yes, it is now. It didn't used to be. They used to have back in the old days. But anyways, I mean, I'm just saying, in a futuristic ship, I would think that it would like a representation with a bar would be easier to see than this weird little triangle that you're moving around. Now it does have a number, like 33, 33, 33, but then you're doing math, which is not hard math. But why make players have to think about, hey, I got 33%.
You mean you're doing math?
Well, it's 33% of 100, right?
Yeah.
So a 33 out of 100. I don't know. I mean, I just prefer the bar. See the bar go up and down. It's like, I'm at the top of the bar, I'm in the middle of the bar. I like it better that way. Just personal preference, I guess.
You don't like bag sorting though, in WoW. No, they do. They do now. Or at least the last time I looked at, or at least retail does. I don't think they have it in the other ones. Hmm. Hmm. It's been a while. Hmm. I'm looking at a new player guide for Elite Dangerous, and I don't know what those bars are supposed to do, but the relative power from each of them is tiny. Elite Dangerous, I'm watching a new player guide and having him adjust power to like shields, engine, and weapons. And there's just, mm-mm. It has four little dots that go back left and right, fill in and fade away underneath the bars. Yeah. I don't know if it's something they changed, but health. Yeah, that makes sense. somebody's headlights are on, probably. Yeah. Oh. Oh, okay. Some of them could be difficult depending on the vehicle. Like, right. Like, there's definitely some of the ships, and I think the Drake ships in particular are this way, where there's a physical representation of the screen rather than it being a hologram per se.
Origin shipworks at your service. Core system operational.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Yeah, and I was doing a whole lot of PTU testing in the Arena Commander. I enjoyed it on the Freelancer just a little bit more than the Cutlass Black, but I couldn't get very far. And I don't think that was a problem with the ship or truly my piloting. I'm not the best pilot, but 15k shields doesn't last very long when you have 3 or 4 fighters on you. Whereas, like when I was doing it on my Connie, it took me a while, but I could just stand there and take the hits for the most part. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I went AFK for a minute. Long ass quantum. Yeah. No other new MMOs have come out worth playing, I don't think. The dark side of WoW Dragonflight expansion. Oh wow! Asmongold reacts to Ashes of Creation. Let's watch this one.
Oh, is seeing his own avatar in there?
I don't know. Is it? Is that what it was? I don't know. I
I
haven't.
saw something like that.
It says Ashes of Creation, huge reveal. Doesn't really look like him.
When he gets closer to the face, it looks like him.
What'd you say?
When it's closer to the face, it looks like him.
Well, let's go to the.
And without hair. Like it's bald.
Yeah, he's bald. Where's the original video? In this particular instance, it doesn't look like he links the original video. Here, I found it. I don't know. Everybody kisses his ass because they know, you know what I mean? They know that if Asmongold is high on their game and plays their game, he brings so many players to the game. It's insane. Why is this like... Alright. Alright. What's going on?
It's
That was a referral link. Where's the original video? Guys, come on. If you're going to do these videos, you should link the original. Here he did. Okay. Link the original video. Here we go. Here's the original character customization. This came out
It's been just over
April
3
3rd.
months
So this
since
came
my
out...
last Ashes
Shit,
of
this came out
Creation video,
today.
which covered the massive announcement.
Wait, no, that's a link to the same shit. Alright, we'll just
Then
watch...
we
I guess
begin
we'll watch the
with
Lazy
the-
Peon. I'd rather watch the Lazy Peon video than the fucking Asmongold. Asmongold, like, stops video... When he does reacts and shit, he stops them so much. It's like, you know, 60-70% of the video is him talking. And then the other
Yeah.
30% is the actual original video. So I don't typically like to watch his shit.
From Unreal Engine 4
Let's see.
to Unreal Engine 5, bringing with it better graphics, better optimization capabilities, as well as a more efficient development pipeline. With such a big announcement, I didn't expect I'd have anything noteworthy to cover with Ashes of Creation for quite some time. But here we are, 3 months later with another video demonstrating massive progress with the game's development, this time in the form of their character creator and a showcase of multiple players.
Well, yeah, I want to see their character creator here because the character models... I don't know if you remember, but I talked about how Ashes of Creation, they upgraded Unreal Engine 5, which is great. You can make the environment look a lot better, but if you don't update your character models, they're going to look so out of place. It's like, well, here's your Unreal Engine 5 game with your, you know, with your Unity characters or your Unreal Engine 4 characters, and they don't look like they belong in the same world, you know?
Playable races
funny.
that we've never seen modeled before. No sponsor on today's video, but if you're interested in Ashes of Creation and think this will be a game you'll play in the future, then click my referral link in the description below to create an account for the game and support my channel in the future when it does eventually release. So, starting out with the live stream, we
Okay,
got
so here's the first person. I'm sorry, but that does not look like Asmongold. Legacy just is different. Does it? Or am I just blind or something?
I don't think that was the one.
That was the
Asmongold
one. I
one.
thought that was the one that Asmongold had. He's such a creepy looking dude, man. Arr. His teeth, dude. All his teeth are freaking falling out of his mouth. The guy's gonna die. I mean, seriously, he is not healthy. He's like throwing so much shit in his body. Not that I should talk because I drink too much soda, but at least I brushed my teeth. Here, let's take a look. I just when I went to the video and he's laughing, The character model in the background is the one that we're looking at on the Lazy Peon video. So let's see what he says here.
Oh my god!
Oh, here we go. So this, you're right. You're right. Maybe because but he maybe modified the the presets, or maybe this is okay. I see. So this is a preset. Yeah, this does look like him a little bit. The eyes for sure. So it looks like
And
they have.
also
It
the
looks like they have
shape
it.
to me when it, like if you were to shave.
Yeah. And the not so much the nose, but I think the mouth is kind of like his, and of course the beard is kind of like how he does his beard. Of course he's bald, but this is a preset, so.
I know that guy. Oh my god! I forgot about this guy. We were playing with the functionality and how we could.
And you can see that what's his name, Steven Sharif, is laughing as he's showing the video. So they're totally trolling Asmongold. It looks like.
Some panning shots of a few different Kalar human models, with a brief look at the Kalar
Is this the quality doesn't look that good, does it, on his video? I don't know why. It doesn't look good.
female,
I mean,
before then
or maybe these models just aren't that defined.
Who's?
giving us our
On Lazy Peon's video here.
first look
No,
at
I
the
think he's just like
in-progress character.
capturing his reaction to their video, and he may not have changed their resolution.
Yeah. It looks like. Yeah, I need to go watch their video. Here we go. We'll see if it looks better on their video. Oh, and they do have and they do have all the way to 2060 4K, which Lazy's was definitely not 4K. I like how the first thing that shows up on their video is Unreal Engine 5. They're really pushing that. Oh, they've modified their logo. This is not their normal logo. Look, Unreal Engine 5, and then it shows the Intrepid logo. This is, I like that. I like kind of where they were going with that. Like, it's two leaves that are merged together, but I think going with this kind of metal-looking texture was a mistake. I think they should have went with more of an actual organic leaf. Because if you look at their game, one of the things they're doing in Ashes of Creation, which is pretty cool, is they're saying that the weather drastically changes the environment. You know, so like in winter, you're going to see trees that are dying and, leaves are falling off and that kind of stuff. And in the summer, the trees are going to be full of leaves and that type of stuff. So they are doing a lot with the weather system, supposedly, at least what they say they are. They went with a weird kind of metallic, or I'm not sure what texture this is, a bit unusual. Check where I am in the game. Now we're actually coming up on.
Oh, you were flying. I thought you were just AFK.
I was in
Yeah,
quantum. I'm in
getting
quantum.
from-
I'm in quantum.
Yeah, and you got the long distance one. Wait, what did you do in your 325 your quantum drive?
I think it's the light, whatever the long one, the long distance one. It's not fast. It's slow.
Okay,
Yeah, because
it was your
Yeah.
MSR that you did the fast because it had the big tank, right?
yeah, the MSR has got the faster quantum, and the 325 has
Gotcha.
has the slow one, but it gives it the biggest range I think I can get on it.
hmm
Now look at this though. I gotta admit, this looks so much better than their other characters. Like this is like way better. Let's see if we can find a video. Just make sure that we're gonna go into stealth mode here. Put ourselves at 0, as close as we can get.
Core system deactivated.
Actually, let's put.
Origin Jumpworks at your service. Core system operational.
I know. Hold on a second. Oh, you can't. Okay, you can, I think. Trying to see if you can tell if the lights are on or not.
Barely.
Barely.
You're dead
There's
in
a
front, and
yeah. There's a
it's
little
no
tiny
lights.
square. Yeah, I saw that. You can barely see it. All right. Cool looking planet, Crusader. All right, we are dead in the water, which is kind of what I want us to be. Won't fly into anything. What I want to do is see if we can get Ashes of Creation character. Let's just look for characters. Let's see if we can find an older video, like one revealed. Okay, here we go. So here's the old. Let's compare the two. So definitely, I'm already. I can tell I'm going to be very impressed with the difference.
I mean, this is truly.
Is this? Oh, did they add this? No, this is not Ashes of Creation. This is Black Desert, isn't it?
Creator is on par or better than the Black Desert character creation suite. And at first glance, it looks like most other MMORPG.
This looks like Black Desert's. This is like a direct copy almost of Black Desert's character creator.
You've got access to some preformed templates that make changes to the entire face. This is kind of what most games offer.
Huh.
What makes BDO
I didn't realize that the Ashes of Creation had this.
a little bit of a cut above the rest is you can go into face shape, and as you cursor over the face.
Oh, so he's showing BDO. This is not Ashes of Creation. I was gonna say that's fucking BDO. All right, now here's Ashes of Creation's character creator.
Still being developed. I will let you guys know that in a lot of games that are in development, this is pretty standard.
But he's actually not. He's not showing what it looks like.
So the way the characters go together.
Dude, your video sucks. Let's go to the actual Ashes of Creation and search for character creation. I want to find like the old one. I wonder if they took it off.
However, as things stand,
bring up some of them.
They dress like Halloween
Yeah.
costumes.
I like to make sure that, you know, everyone stays alive.
unified or unified-ish hitbox, but again, it's going to kind of.
I'll be right back.
We'll probably have a unified hitbox with some.
Their way to victory. Skills to help buff and inspire their allies with their skilled prowess on the battlefield. Offering these in the form of shouts or banners to place for.
Here we go.
Hey, what up, boys? Today is a continuation to all targets. A second hit
That's not Ashes. That's not Ashes of Creation either. I keep seeing these videos on Ashes of Creation, and they're showing footage from Guild Wars 2. I'm like, why are you showing Guild Wars 2 when you're talking about Ashes of Creation? I guess he's trying to do some sort of comparison. But I want to see here. Let's get rid of this. Let's go.
Future with moving it.
This is what I was looking for. All right. One of my biggest complaints with, and here's the old logo. So you see they've modified their logo. But here you can see kind of what the character models look like for Unreal Engine 5, and they're I've always thought they looked really bad, to be honest. I never liked the armor. I was very critical of the armor and the character animations. And they just didn't look that good. You can see, I mean, it looks like he came out of Flash Gordon with this kind of armor. The 1980s, was it 1980s when Flash Gordon came out? But it's not the highest quality. Cool resurrection spell, though. Looks like she's throwing freaking molten sparks on him. The one thing I hate about, hey, when Blue comes back, I want him to hear this because it's funny. One thing I really hated about their animations is they're always like floating up in the air or doing 360 spins, like it's like martial arts. It's like I'm a martial artist casting exorcism. You know, it's not an MMO in it, spell. This is not a typical Dungeons and Dragons spell. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do a 360 spin and then levitate in the air and then cast a spell. So everything's way overdone, and this does not look like a comfortable position to be in here. So I don't understand how you thought, yeah, I'm gonna fold over to where it looks like I'm breaking my back. The other thing that's interesting is they show these animations, these like kind of animation highlight. But then when they showed the characters playing in the game, these animations did not look like this. They were like much more scaled down. They must have some scaling of the particle effects, which is fine. It's fine. But I don't think the performance of these particular spells at the highest level of particles probably was very good in the game. I'm just assuming and guessing. I don't know. But they didn't look like this in game. I can guarantee you that because I watched plenty of hours of the in-game footage. I do like the variety of animals and the variety of the foliage in the game. I think in that regard they've done a good job. One of my biggest pet peeves in MMOs, as far as armor, is helmet armor. Because for some reason in MMOs, so many of them do really hideously ugly helmets, which just look silly. Like this guy's helmet just looks silly. It's some sort of weird skull cap, It just looks... I mean, why would anybody wear something that's wrapped around their head like this? It just doesn't... It wouldn't be comfortable, for one thing. There'd be no breathability, so you'd get hot as fuck if you were wearing this in any kind of combat. It's just very unusual. But the reason I pulled this video up is we could see kind of what the character models look like. Oh, there's the mage. Is there... Let's look at the tank. So yeah, you can see huge difference. Blue, are you back yet? Huge difference and this armor to me, again, I was very critical of this armor the last time I watched these videos, because I think it looks just shitty. It doesn't look good. I don't think there's anything about this armor that looks that great. I mean, I guess maybe the fact that there is a little bit of 3D to it, see that there's golden leaf work in the chest plate. But if you notice as he bends, and you see this a lot in MMOs, where you see what's supposed to be metal armor, but when the character's bending, the armor is bending as if it was made out of like leather or cloth, which is not realistic. Don't know if you can really get away from that too much, but I'm not sure how you would. You'd have to make it separate objects, separate three-dimensional objects that are animating differently. But anyways, whatever. But yeah, these helmets are they just look so bad. So you go from that to this. Actually, let's close this crappy one down to this. And these are kind of like New Worlds characters, actually.
Welcome everyone.
I love this.
Our first look
I love this goblin. He looks fantastic.
at the Ashes of Creation character customization and creator. Character customization creator? CCC? Yeah.
Look how cool he looks.
I know. We get to see the Vec. Look at him in the model form. Super excited. Well, we're happy that you're joining us and taking a look at this first look at our character creator. We have an awesome crew with us actually here today. Some representation from the character team with our lead character artist, Mr. Chris Atkins. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. It's just them sharing right now kind of with the Kalar, and same from a technical standpoint. They share sort of the same geometry and UVs, so we're trying to make things pretty
It's
great
looking
to see
really
it working.
good. Yeah, Clayton, I know, and Zach, I know you guys have put a lot of work into showcasing some of the scarring here and being able to like manipulate that scarring. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I tend to focus on the art side of it. I work with the artists pretty closely, and I do some shader programming. So I did a lot of the behind the scenes that's driving the appearance of the results.
And he was showing some of the wrinkles and the textures on the face. I know you guys are really excited about like the detail system. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit more about that.
I'm pretty excited about the detail system. Right now, we're just using it for wrinkles, but that's a system for pretty much blending any texture detail holistically over the entire body of a character. So whether that's like scales on the Renkai or doing like you saw that the Vec has like scaration over their body. You could blend in like different scaration patterns, and we could.
When you're in game, you have to get to make nail art.
Yeah.
So if you zoom out, you'll see his toenails too.
Yeah.
Oh. Competitive standpoint, like they don't spend a lot of time in the character creator. But the cool thing about this character creator is that it's not just intended for your character, right? It has application with NPCs that you might hire, that our design team might leverage this tech in order to create, marquee characters. It also has some application outside of just humanoids, right? Zach or Clayton? Let's see.
And yeah.
We did this guy a little bit. This guy looks pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh my God!
Wait a minute, I know that guy.
Oh my God! I forgot about this guy. We were playing with the functionality and how we could get how granular we can get in the customization options to create different personalities out there.
That's gonna backfire on you, Steven. There's gonna be a ton of you and a ton of people making you in game.
No. This actually looks great. I hopefully. Excuse me. Hopefully, Asmund likes this little rendition of him. Future with being able to manipulate. Oh my God!
Wait a minute, I know that guy.
Oh my God! I forgot about this guy. We were playing with the functionality and how we could get how granular we can get in the customization options to create different personalities out there.
All right, let's watch this. This is the new Ashes of Creation update.
But we needed a little extra time, as you can see on our current topics list.
Holy crap, their developer update is an hour and a half long from 2 days ago, so I'll have to watch this offline. Anyways. Why am I not seeing any jump points? Like none. There's like no jump points. The jump is just messed up.
Landing gear deployed.
Oh, I don't want landing gear yet.
Landing gear raised.
Alright, I'm out of here. I'm done streaming. I'm gonna take a break. I got things to do. Hope you guys have a good day. Peace out.